Hello everyone, welcome back to EDUHUNT online teaching platform. At this section today we are going to teach about coordinate geometry, so which is a part of 9th class mathematics. It's a very important topic. So let's go to explain the x-axis and y-axis. So here two axes are mentioned in that figure. So this is a horizontal line, it is a vertical line. Here horizontal line is called x-axis. Am I clear? So vertical line is called y-axis. So intersection point, nothing but x-axis and y-axis intersection point is called origin. So that is O. It is represented as O, origin, nothing but the intersection point. Here what I am given 0. So O nothing but origin. Am I clear? So it can be divided into 4 quadrants. This is the first quadrant. Okay, with respect to anti-clockwise direction, this is the second quadrant, it is a third quadrant, it is a fourth quadrant. In first quadrant, so clearly we need to understand, so x-axis from origin towards right side, so we are going to take only for positive integers, especially in the x-axis. So left side from origin, so negative values, -1, -2, -3. From upward, so in that y-axis, upward follows positive values 1, 2, 3 and so on. So downward follows from origin in that y-axis negative values -1, -2, -3. Am I clear? So in that quadrant 1, x and y are positive integers. So first, so clearly we need to observe, so x-axis value is positive, y-axis positive. So both are positive, nothing but x greater than 0, y greater than 0. So to set off, especially in that quadrant, first quadrant, so x value positive as well as y value also positive. So x greater than 0 means our set of all positive integers so lies in the quadrant 1. So let us go to quadrant 2. So here x is negative, y is the positive. So clearly we need to understand x is less than 0, nothing but set of all negative values, but y be the positive, nothing but y greater than 0. Y is greater than 0 in second quadrant. So all x negative values, y all positive values lies in the second quadrant. Am I clear? So in the third quadrant, x be the negative, y also negative, nothing but x less than 0, y less than 0. So x all negative values for x and all negative values for y lies in third quadrant. Am I clear? So let's go to fourth quadrant. So x be the positive, y is the negative. So nothing but x is greater than 0, y is less than 0. Nothing but x values, especially x values all are positive, y values all are negative, lies in the fourth quadrant. Am I clear? So this is very important structure. So clearly we need to observe. So how to find a coordinate of a point in a plane. So clearly we need to understand, but here what I am taking, P is a point in a plane. So that clearly we need to observe. So in that P, especially P point taken in the first quadrant, in that x-axis and y-axis. So this is a first quadrant. Am I clear? So in that first quadrant, P is a one point in a plane. So but here x denotes what? X is a perpendicular distance of P from y-axis. Y denotes a perpendicular distance of P from x-axis. So here P is considered as x comma y. So this is a point. So point nothing but always we can take x value and y value. Here x value nothing but x-axis point, y value nothing but y-axis point. Y coordinate and x coordinate. Okay, that is called coordinate. So here x and y is called P coordinates. So coordinate means co means two points. X is taken from x value, y nothing, small y nothing but it is taken from the y value. So what is point P coordinates? X comma y. So this is a point in a plane. Am I clear? So let's go to explain the main concept of the coordinate system. So first one what I am given, coordinate of origin. So origin nothing but 0, 0. So x coordinate and y coordinates point should be 0. So this is called intersection part of x-axis and y-axis, that is called origin. The origin always indicated as O, nothing but 0 value. So x coordinate and y coordinates both are zeros, that is called coordinate of origin. Am I clear? So second one. So second one, coordinate of x-axis. So coordinate of x-axis, how to define x-axis coordinates? X point, so x coordinate small x, y coordinates should be 0. For example, in that, so coordinate on x-axis. So clearly we need to observe this is x-axis point. So in an x-axis point, clearly we need to identify that. So x value had to get positive or negative, but y should be a 0. So in that x coordinate, y should be a 0. So nothing but it is appears on the x coordinate, x-axis. So clearly we need to understand coordinate of x-axis, how to find the coordinate points on x-axis, small x comma 0. So this is the coordinate on x-axis, and coordinate on y-axis. In y-axis, x be the 0. Am I clear? So y coordinates, clearly we need to understand. So this is a y coordinates. If you take in y coordinates, so x value 0, y value will get some number, either positive or negative, nothing but in y coordinates, how to define coordinate on y-axis, 0 and y. So 0 means that is x value, y nothing but y values, set of positive or negative values. Next one, equation of x-axis. So already told you, equation of x-axis nothing but y should be 0. So similarly, equation of y-axis, x should be 0. Am I clear? This is very important points, very important pinpoints. Am I clear? So next one, equation of line passing through origin. So equation, what I am asking, the equation line passing through origin, this is called origin. So if you take any type of equation, either, okay, so this is the line passes through origin, nothing but y and x should be equal values. For example, if you take an y values 1, for example, y value 1, x value, y value and x value both are equal. So clearly we need to understand. So equation of a line passing through origin. So origin means 0, 0, y equals to x. So general equation of line. So what is the general equation of line? Y equals to mx plus c, just like that. So this is y equal to mx plus c. Am I clear? So this is y equals to mx plus c, where m stands for slope. Slope, how to find the slope? Therefore m equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. This is a very important formula for slope. Okay. So clearly, so next point, x-axis, also x coordinate, nothing but abscissa. So y-axis, y coordinate is called ordinate. So clearly we need to understand. So what I am given here, so x-axis, nothing but x coordinate also called abscissa. Y-axis, y coordinate is called ordinates. So this is very important words. X coordinates and y coordinates. Next, distance formula. So if you take any 2 points in a plane, so how to find the distance from the 2 points? So this is the square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square, or it can be written x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. So that is a distance formula in a coordinative system. So clearly we need to understand, if you take an if it is given 2 points a x comma y, or x1 y1, b point x2 y2. Am I clear? So 2 points in a plane. So what is the distance from A to B? This is a formula, x2 minus x1 whole square, square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square, or it can be written x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. So if it is given distance from origin, so if it is given distance from origin, clearly we need to identify that. So here x2 or y2 0, or x1 y1 also 0. So if you take an a value 0, 0, so a value 0, 0, b value, what I am taking, x comma y. So it is the line passes through origin. So how to find the distance from origin to b? So a is origin, o is origin here. So o indicates origin, just like that. O is the origin. So let me take in one point a in that first quadrant. So what is the distance between them? So this is a point P. Okay, so P, what I am taking, x comma y. So that is a P coordinates, but in that origin x 0 and 0. These are coordinates at the origin. What is the distance between them? By using that formula, root over x minus 0 whole square plus y minus 0 whole square, nothing but x square root of x square plus y square. So next one, let us explain section formula. So section formula are two types. One is the internal section formula, second one is external section formula. So how to define the internal section formula? So what I'm taking here, so 2 points A and B taken in that planes. So A coordinates x1 comma y1, B coordinates x2 comma y2. The C point xy divides the line in the ratio, internally divides the ratio, line in the ratio m is to n. Therefore, the internal section formula equals to mx2 plus n x1 by m plus n, comma my2 plus n y1 by m plus n. So this is a internal section formula. This is very important. So and external section formula. So A and B here, the 2 points in a plane. So A coordinates x1 comma y1, B coordinates x2 comma y2. The point C externally divides the line, so it can be extended. It is AB line extend to C. So clearly we need to understand C divides m is to n ratio, especially C divides to A, m ratio divides to B, n ratio. From B to C, n ratio, A to C, m ratio. That is external section formula. What is the formula? mx2 minus n x1 by m minus n, comma m y2 minus n y1 by m minus n. This is a external section formula, very important. So let us go to midpoint. So how to define midpoint? So midpoint means, for example, so 2 points given in a plane A and B. So A coordinates x1 comma y1, B coordinates x2 comma y2. So what is the distance between A and B? So distance between A and B formula already told you, square root of x2 minus x1, square root of x2 minus x1 plus y2 minus y1. But here what I am asking, midpoint. So for example, C is a mid point of A and C. How to find the midpoints? x1 plus x2 by 2, that is average value, y1 plus y2 by 2. So this is a midpoint of line A and B. Okay, so next one, area of triangle. So area of triangle formula of mod into x1. So here triangle, nothing but what triangle contains? 3 vertex. So let me take an ABC is a triangle. So what is the A coordinates? x1 comma y1, B coordinates x2 comma y2, C coordinates x3 comma y3. So this is a triangle. So what is the area of the triangle in coordinate system? Half into x1, this is x1, okay, x1 into y2 minus y3 plus x2 into y3 minus y1, close the bracket, y1, next plus x3 into y1 minus y3. Okay, that is the area of triangle. If you take in that matrix method, so 1 by 2 into mod, this is a det formula, okay, x1 y1 1, x2 y2 1, x3 y3 1. This is very important det formula in matrix. Next, if point x1 comma y1, x2 comma y2, x3 comma y3 are collinear, then so if it is given collinear, nothing but it is touches in a line. So this is a point, this is a B point, this is a C point. For example, these are collinear. So what is A coordinates? x1 comma y1. So here B points x2 comma y2 coordinates, and C coordinates x3 comma y3. So these are collinear, nothing but the 3 points touches in the single line. So all are lies in a single line, that is called coordinates. So then half that area, nothing but half x1 into y2 minus y3 plus x2 into y3 minus y1 plus x3 into y1 minus y2 equal to 0. So A, B, C, 3 points in a plane. So these 3 points lies in a single line. They are called collinears. So if it is given collinear points, of mod x1 into y2 minus y3 plus x2 into y3 minus y1 plus x3 into y1 minus y2 be 0. Or that det value also 0. Of x1 y1 half into mod x1 y1 1, x2 y2 1, x3 y3 1 equal to 0. So let us explain centroid of triangle. So how to define the centroid of triangle? So here On picture is given a triangular picture. So here the triangle ABC is a triangle. Here A coordinates what I am taken x1 comma y1, B coordinates x2 comma y2, C coordinates x3 comma y3. Am I clear? So here this is what it is a median. So what is median? So clearly we need to understand a line drawn from vertex A vertex to opposite side, exactly middle. So the median divides the opposite side equally. So AE is the median. Here similarly BF is a median, CD is a median. So median divides other side equally, just like that. So BE and EC equal, here CF and FA equal, and AD and DB are equal. Am I clear? So how to find the centroid of the triangle? So centroid nothing but it is indicates the intersection part of medians. 3 medians is called centroid in a triangle. So it can be, what is the formula? x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3 comma y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. That is a centroid of a triangle. It is indicated by G. Again, centroid divides the median in the ratio of 2:1. This is a centroid. Actually G is a centroid. Centroid divides the median in the ratio of 2:1. 2:1. 2:1. Just like that. 2:1. 2:1 ratio. So clearly we need to G, especially centroid divides the median. So A is a median. So the centroid divides the median in the ratio of 2:1. So here C2D also 2:1. So 2 parts nothing but it is taken from the vertex 2 parts. Remaining part is 1. That is very important third. So BF also 2:1. Am I clear? So that is a centroid divides the median in the ratio of 2:1. Very important point. So next one. Coordinate of a in-center. So coordinate of in-center formula x1 plus x2 plus x3 whole by a plus b plus c. So here a, b, c is what? So clearly we need to understand. So coordinate of in-center. So here what I am taken? Yes. So it is a small a. So opposite vertex A units, opposite vertex B units, opposite vertex C, let me take in C units. Okay, this is the distances. Okay, na? So how to define the coordinate of in-center? x1, x2, x3. x1 plus nothing but x coordinates. Sum of the 3 x coordinates, x1 plus x2 plus x3 whole by a plus b plus c. Here a, b, c is what? So opposite of a vertex, B vertex and C HSS. Sum of the lengths BC, CA and AB. Here also y coordinates y1 plus y2 plus y3 by a plus b plus c. So next, median divides the third side in the ratio into 2 equal parts. Already told you, already explained that. So median divides the third side into 2 equal parts, just like that, 2 equal parts. Next one, distance from circumcenter to the vertex is same. So how to define the circumcenter? For example, ABCD is a, so ABC is a triangle. So clearly we need to notice that. So question, what I am given the condition, distance from the circumcenter to the vertex is same. So circumcenter means a circle circumscribed in a triangle is called circle. That center is called circumcenter. So what I am given here, distance from circumcenter to vertex is same, just like that. The distance are same. Am I clear? So distance from circumcenter to the vertex is same. This is an important point. Next one, midpoint of diagonal of parallelogram coincide each other. So midpoint of parallelogram, just like that. This is a parallelogram. Let me take in A, B, C, D is a parallelogram. So clearly what I am given last point, midpoint of a diagonal of parallelogram coincide each other. So this is a midpoint of a parallelogram, midpoint of a parallelogram, midpoint of diagonal of a parallelogram coincide each other, just like that, coincide each other. That is very important thought. Am I clear? So this is the basic methods of coordinate geometry.